Hi everyone, welcome back to Nude Wellness. I am Celina. If you are new here, this channel is all about manifesting and the law of assumption. This video is going to be focusing on the process of manifesting. If you are new to conscious creation, if you are new to manifesting, this is going to cover everything you need to know about manifesting. I wanted to have everything in one video so you're not having to watch a bunch of different videos with contrasting opinions. I'm going to give you all the basics and all my tips, tricks, tools, and stuff that I found really helpful that I think are going to be very helpful for you as well. But if you aren't new to manifesting, this is a great refresher for you. Okay, let's dive into it. Number one, identify your desire. What do you want? Simple as that. Please do not limit what you actually want or what you are going to manifest based on what other people have been able to manifest or what someone else says you can or cannot have. You are God of your reality. You get to decide what you can and cannot have in your reality. Okay? Simple as that. So what do you want? Identify it. Number two, create affirmations for your desire and also for self-concept, but make sure that these affirmations are natural sounding to you and how you sound in your own head when you're speaking to yourself and how you speak generally, okay? So how I speak is going to be very different to how someone else speaks. How I'm speaking to you right now is essentially how I kind of talk to myself. I have an assumption that short, succinct affirmations are what impress on my subconscious mind more quickly, and I'm able to manifest more quickly having shorter affirmations. I'm also able to remember them just a lot better if they aren't super long. But do you, boo? If you are new to consciously manifesting, I would say to have roughly 3 to 5 affirmations per topic, just so you can remember them and start really looping those over and over again. That's just going to be really helpful for you if you're a beginner and you're at the beginning of this journey. But you can always add as many affirmations as you want because you are God, you make the rules. Okay, let's do this. So if you are manifesting money and your current story is that you never have enough money, what you want to do to be able to create affirmations is affirm the opposite of what you are currently experiencing. So if you're like, okay, I never have enough money. No, I always have more than enough money. And be looping, I always have more than enough money over and over in your mind. And that can be one of your money affirmations that you say throughout the day in your mind. When it comes to self-concept, I believe self-concept is twofold. You want to be manifesting your manifestation abilities. You want to be affirming rather for your manifestation abilities. And you also want to be affirming for how incredible and how amazing you are. So for your manifestation abilities, affirmations might sound like, I get all my manifestations within a week. I am an expert at manifesting. I'm a master at manifesting. I get everything I want quickly and easily. Things along those lines. They're the affirmations you want to be saying, right? Make it easy. Make this journey easy for you. If you're manifesting that you are an expert at manifesting, you are just going to start manifesting knowledge. You're going to get downloads of just like, oh my God, that makes sense. That totally clicks for me. So be manifesting for your manifestation abilities, be affirming for that. And then on the other hand, with self-concept, you want to be saying how incredible you are, how beautiful you are, how successful you are, how you're everyone's favorite, how you're treated like royalty, essentially hyping yourself up and telling yourself how incredible you are. Because like I said, you are the foundation to this work. I think I've said this in a previous video. It all comes down to you. Self-concept needs to be strong. You want to be unshakable. You want to be unbothered by the 3D because that's going to be the game changer for you. Okay, tip number 4. This is kind of, I guess, your affirmation routine. I'll give you 2 examples for it. So you've got your affirmations. You could affirm all day and be flipping unwanted thoughts throughout the day. So if you're affirming for money and an unwanted thought about money comes up, just flip it to the opposite. I'll be like, no, that's not true. And then replace it with one of your money affirmations. And you can be doing that all throughout the day. Or you could periodically be affirming. For example, maybe you're in the shower and you spend 10 to 15 minutes doing your self-concept affirmations. So while you're in the shower, you are affirming for your manifestation abilities and how amazing you are. And then when you get out of the shower and you're getting dressed for the day, you might spend another 15 minutes affirming for money. And that's what you do in the morning. So you spend about 30 minutes doing that. And throughout the day, whenever money comes up, you say to yourself essentially along the lines of everything is done. Oh, I'm so grateful everything's in place for that manifestation. What you're saying to yourself is you're reassuring yourself and reminding yourself that everything is done. You don't need to do anything, okay? You are the operant power, and of course you're going to get everything you want. And you could be doing that throughout the day, or you could be looping your affirmations throughout the day. But just to kind of make it a little bit different, so you're not having to loop everything all day, you would just say to yourself, it's done, it's all taken care of. And then 15 minutes before bed, you can then start affirming for money affirmations and kind of fall asleep affirming for your desire. And they're kind of two ways that you could be doing your affirmation routine. Okay, tip number 5, I believe. Do not focus on the time and do not be affirming to yourself that this is taking too long or where is my manifestation? Because your subconscious mind is so clever. It hears everything. It knows that when you're saying, where is my manifestation? You're saying, it's not here yet. This isn't working. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to manifest that it's going to take forever or it's just not going to work because you're manifesting that it's not working. Your mind, your subconscious mind is like this supercomputer, okay? Your mind is so freaking powerful, more powerful than any machine that has ever been invented, okay? Your mind is creating what you see in front of your eyes right now. So please do not be focusing on the time or be affirming that it's not working. Your one job is to focus on that new desire and just seriously, just be so committed to it that that's all you care about. When shit's going on in the 3D, you're like, nope, go back to that desire. Go back to your affirmations. Go back to your visuals. Okay, let's jump to the next one. Tip number 6, I believe, you can utilize blanket affirmations if you want to kind of cover more than one topic at a time. So some days you might not feel like affirming for different topics. So say you are manifesting money, health, relationships, and you don't want to spend time affirming for each topic. You could then be saying something along the lines of, everything in my life is perfect, and just be looping that all day or looping that for 15 minutes. You could use a Neville Goddard affirmation and say, isn't it wonderful? And it does the same thing because everything will conform to everything in your life being perfect or everything being wonderful. It also helps when crap is going down in your current circumstance, in your 3D reality, to just be looping in your mind, everything in my life is perfect, everything in my life is perfect, and just be saying that over and over again. Calm yourself down and things will shift for you. Even if it is as little as you being able to think more clearly, having said that and reassuring yourself and self-soothing yourself by saying everything in my life is perfect, and then you're able to take action from a more calm mindset or a more calm state of mind. Okay, the next point, you can then utilize scripting, subliminals, which I recommend creating yourself and recording them. You can use the Think Up app, for example, and you can play those subliminals whether you want to do that throughout the day or while you go to sleep. So when it comes to scripting, you can be writing out your affirmations over and over again. So say you have those 3 to 5 money affirmations. You can just be writing them over and over again. Maybe you set a timer for 15 minutes or maybe just until you feel like it's done and it's kind of impressed or you've had enough. You just be writing them out, rewriting them out over and over again. Or you could create, say, like a 10-second scene, for example. So a scene where you know your desire is done. So say you're manifesting, I don't know, being married to someone, having a wedding. You would then want to have a scene, a 10-second scene where you are writing that out over and over again of what could be a scene. Maybe you're on your honeymoon and you're on the plane and you're looking at your ring and you're just about to land to, I don't know, the Maldives, and you're getting down, you're landing the plane with your new husband or wife. And that's the scene that you'd be looping in your mind. Well, when you were scripting, you would be writing out that scene like, oh, I looked down and I saw my sparkly ring and I looked over at SP's name and he was smiling and we were so excited to start our honeymoon. And that's what you would be writing over and over again and be rewriting out that scene. You can then, and when it comes to subliminals, they're essentially just affirmations that you just can't hear. And I recommend you doing them yourself and recording them yourself because you don't actually know what other people put in the subliminals. Yes, you could probably find more trustworthy ones, but it's always good to kind of have your own because there'll be less of a purge as well, because your subconscious mind will be hearing them with your voice, like it recognizes your voice. You're not going to get scary dreams, or you're not going to get opposing evidence in your reality. Whereas if you start hearing someone else's voice saying, I am, and your subconscious mind is like, who the hell is this? it's not going to impress as quickly. Okay, next point. You can also utilize revision. Okay, so when it comes to revision, you can do this through affirming, scripting, or visualizing a scene. So what you want to do is, revision essentially is you're changing an unwanted event into something positive. And you want to be continuing to do this revision until your first memory of the event is the revised version. So I think I've said in a previous video, say you get into an argument with your best friend, Sarah. You can revise through affirming by saying, Sarah and I have always been best friends. Say it was an argument that broke up your friendship. You'd be like, Sarah and I have always been best friends. Sarah and I communicate so well, have always communicated so well. And you would be looping those affirmations and saying it over and over again in your mind. And that will help revise the situation. One, you'll feel better, but two, it's actually going to shift things. I have heard of many circumstances, many situations where people have done this, and Sarah, for example, has totally forgotten that they've even argued, and you're like, oh, what are you talking about? Or they completely say, they've changed their mind and they're like, oh, like, I'm so sorry how I behaved. Like, I was in a mood yesterday, and yeah, it's my fault. Can we just make up and it be all fine again and be best friends again? And that can totally happen because anything is possible in your reality. Okay, so you can affirm. Like I said, by saying always is your way to revise, because by saying always, you are essentially saying to your mind that this has always been the case. You and Sarah have always been friends. You have always had money. You have always been in this perfect relationship, etc. You can also script, so you are writing out those affirmations. Make sure you include the word always and writing those out over and over again. And then you can visualize with a scene by you and Sarah have this argument, and say you had drove to her place and you were getting out of your car, and the argument started as soon as you got out of like your car, and she was like on her driveway or something. So you would visualize yourself driving to her house, you get out of your car, and just before the argument happens, imagine that you're talking about something else entirely, that you're like, oh, I don't know, what movie are we going to go watch on the weekend? And you start talking about that. Oh, did you see this TikTok? And you start looping that over and over again, and just completely disregard the fact that you guys have had an argument. Try it. Let me know your results. Okay, what is my next point? Do not react to the 3D. Just going back to the first point, and make sure you are doing that over and over again until, like I said, your first memory of the event is the revised version. So that doesn't mean that you have to completely forget what has happened, that you and Sarah ever had a fight. Just when you think about it, when you think about what has happened, your first memory is going to be of this new circumstance, but your second thought may be like, oh yeah, we did have an argument, but I revised that, and that's totally okay. Okay, going back to my next point, do not react to the 3D. I don't care what is happening in the 3D. Like I said, your one job is to focus on that new reality. However you can, self-soothe yourself with blanket affirmations, like I've said, and just keep committed to the vision, because things will shift. I promise you. And they'll happen very quickly. Okay, next point. Do not check the 3D. Why are you checking for something that you already have? You can't. How can you check for something that's already happening for you? Do not be checking the 3D. Every time you check the 3D, you are saying to yourself that it's not here yet. It's not working. I'm not in charge. This manifestation is taking too long. Do not be checking the 3D. Don't. Your actions are an extension to what you were thinking. So if your actions are not aligned with how you were thinking, for something as simple as checking the 3D, so say you had an argument with Sarah and she's blocked you on Instagram, you constantly checking to see if she's unblocked you, for example, is you checking the 3D and giving focus and power to you guys are not friends. Okay, if you guys were friends, you wouldn't be blocked. You'd be communicating every single day and everything would be fine. So why are you checking for something that is perfectly fine? You wouldn't be. So don't be doing it. Okay, next point. You can utilize SATs. So what I mean by SATs is it is state akin to sleep. So that's kind of that drowsy state you have right before you're going to go to bed. And what you can do is you can loop that 10-second scene of whatever you want to, what your desire is. Ideally, I would say after you know the desire has kind of happened. So if you are manifesting a wedding, then do it like I said, your honeymoon. Or if you're manifesting a new house, then have a scene, a 10-second scene of you all kind of clinking your champagne glasses at your housewarming party, and you're kind of celebrating, and people are like, congratulations on your new home. You're like, oh my goodness, thank you. Like, be looping that over and over again, and do it while you were getting drowsy, and then you want to fall asleep. Falling asleep is the key to that, because you're falling asleep in the state of that wish fulfilled and that end state. And you can do this before bed, or you can even do this before a nap. That works really, really well. Okay, next tip. Do not neglect your self-concept. Like I have said, this is the foundation of this work. As you get more and more on this journey of consciously creating, you will realize how affirming for self-concept, particularly how you feel about yourself, is going to shape how you interact with the world, how you feel on a day-to-day basis, how you feel in regards to certain topics. If you feel that you aren't good enough, or you're an inconvenience to people, or that it's always been hard for you and you're the unlucky one, all of this sort of stuff, that is going to be mirrored out and reflected and projected out in regards to money, relationships, health, like all of that sort of stuff. So please do not neglect your self-concept, okay? And I would say it is more important than actually affirming for your desire, because once you really have that unshakable self-concept and you know how incredible you are, one, it just feels amazing, because you're finally like, why did I ever doubt myself? Because having a really strong self-concept, when things feel like they're not kind of shifting for you, when you can't see any evidence in front of your eyes that your manifestation is unfolding, there won't be any doubt, because you're like, no, I know this is happening. I know I'm a great manifester. I know I'm God. I know how this works. And you can continue to fall back on that self-concept. So yes, please do not neglect your self-concept. Okay. My next point is, know you are God, okay? You create the rules. The one thing I want you to take away from this is, I am giving you kind of my tips and tricks of what has helped me, but just understand that you are the one who's in charge. You are the operant power of your reality. So you create the rules. Okay, so those two examples are me giving you affirmation routines that if you don't want to do any of them, don't do it. If you just want to stick to scripting, or you just want to stick to visualizing, awesome, just do that then. If you don't take anything away from this video besides these 2 points, please remember this. 1, change what you are dominantly thinking about. I know I've said in my first video that you get to change the rules, that there's the basic understanding that what you are dominantly thinking, what you assume, what becomes your assumption, is what will manifest. But if you make the assumption that you can only think about something once and it manifests, then that will work for you. But you still need to dominantly think and make the assumption that what you think about once will manifest. I know, a bit of a mind F, but you get the drift. So change what you are dominantly thinking. It will allow you to feel so much better about yourself, so much better about life, but also you will manifest so much quicker. Okay. And then number 2, do not put your manifestations on a pedestal. Remember, you're on the pedestal because you're God. Do not allow yourself to be trying to work so hard for this manifestation and it's like you're looking up at your manifestation, because your manifestation, your desire, is on this pedestal. And essentially, if something is on the pedestal, then they are looking down at you. And that's not how it goes. Remember, you're the one who's in charge. So you're looking down on everything else. Okay. You get to decide what happens. You get to select which state, which experience you get to have and be experiencing in the 3D. So change what you're dominantly thinking, and do not put your manifestations on a pedestal, because you are God. Okay, so they're kind of all my points that I have for you. I intend that this has been a super helpful video for you and has kind of simplified things for you, because I know it has. I know it has been able to drill things in my head a little bit more, which is always brilliant, and why I love doing these videos, because as much as it's a teaching moment for you, it's also very much a teaching moment for myself. So if you would love to connect, I'd love to hear from you. I'll leave my Instagram handles in the description. But as always, I have turned off the comments just to kind of keep the old story of people limited and not a part of my reality, because like I said, we're not here about talking about the old story. We're focusing on the new and the wanted story, and you can manifest whatever you want. So none of these things like, what if it's like this? And what if it's like this? And can I have this? And can I have that? Yes, you can have it. You get to decide that, okay? Don't let someone else or a coach or a teacher or just some random on YouTube be the person who's like, nah, I don't think you can manifest that. You get to do it. All I say is do it with love. Do it with kindness. I mean, God is love and God is kindness. So I can't imagine you wanting to manifest anything that would be detrimental to anyone else. Okay, I'm sending you lots of love and I will speak to you in the next video. Stay well. Bye.